Curtis Sliwa, thank you so much for joining us on Pizza and Politics.
My pleasure. Coming up to the Bronx. I mean, this is where I started the Guardian Angels. This is where I began the journey.
It's so nice to be outside with you, especially outside and socially distanced.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I didn't necessarily adhere to distancing. When you're a true New Yorker, how do you distance? You're used to being a sardine in a can.
We want to get into some issues, of course, while we dig into some pizza, but where's your favorite pizza place?
Well, each borough I have a favorite pizza place. The best of all time, Stromboli's in Manhattan, First Avenue, St. Mark's. I lived on that for years. My favorite in the Bronx, though, was Tommy's on East Tremont.
All right, but I live in Brooklyn, so what's your Brooklyn suggestion?
Brooklyn? Oh, original pizza in Canarsie.
Okay.
You see, this is how you grab it.
Okay.
This way.
Do we fold it?
Right.
You're folding it slightly.
You don't do what the Gavone mayor, the dope from Park Slope, does. Oh, a knife and fork, and I'm Italian. What kind of an Italian are you, de Blasio? This is how you eat.
You're running as a Republican in New York City. Does that worry you at all? Or do you think that it'll be a repeat of the Bloomberg-Giuliani type elections where it's the timing that makes the election?
No, I'm different than Giuliani, and I'm different than Bloomberg.
Okay.
I've actually made my bones in neighborhoods where the only Republican they've ever seen is Abraham Lincoln on a $5 bill. Although when it comes to law and order, that is more the style that I will invoke.
New Yorkers are asking to defund the police.
Sure.
You're doing the opposite. You're saying let's refund the police. Why?
Well, let's take the most extreme. AOC. All out crazy, as I call her, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, leader of the Democratic Socialists and Justice Warriors. They already took $1 billion from the $6 billion NYPD budget. She says not enough. You need to take $3 billion out of the budget. Excuse me, what do you want, total anarchy in the streets?
And then you also mentioned that you wanted to bring back stop and frisk. Do you still stand by that?
Well, to a degree.
Okay.
You know, people, they say stop and frisk. First of all, stop and frisk existed before Rudy Giuliani. But you have to have probable cause.
And is that also why you think anti-crime should come back?
Oh, the anti-crime unit of the police department was the best. And what happened? They removed the street crime unit. And notice, consequently, how is that working out? A 200% increase in shootings? Gee, maybe a lot of it had to do with the street crime unit.
As mayor, how do you plan to create housing for families that need it, for people that can't find a home, for people that are on the street?
So we're going to have to let the private sector repurpose these buildings, create the residential housing, and where necessary, government will assist.
Obviously, we want to also get small businesses back to work, back in those buildings. How can we do that?
Going to give them an easy pass. Assign a mentor, maybe a retired man or woman who's been in business before, small business, to guide them through all the ups and downs and all the rounds. And also, when it comes to taxes, property taxes, just put a cap on the taxes for 2 years until the city is back and prospering.
So I have some rapid fire questions for you. We call them a quick slice to go with the theme. Your favorite sports team?
Yankees.
Your bagel order?
My bagel order.
Right.
Just give me a plain bagel with the schmear.
Do you think we should close Rikers?
No. No, there's so much space. You could repurpose it. It is falling apart.
Okay. If you had to look back in hindsight on your first term as mayor, what would you want New Yorkers, if you had one word that they would use to describe your term?
He tried.
If you were sharing a slice with any one voter or all of the voters in New York City, what would be your pitch to them?
Well, you see, I'm a little different. I'm the Weisenheimer. I say, you don't trust any politician. You don't trust me. You keep my feet, my hands to the fire.
And if you are hungry for more Pizza and Politics, scan that QR code on your screen right now. It's going to take you to an extended interview with Curtis Sliwa at news12.com. You can also see the full interviews with the other top candidates looking to be the next mayor of New York City.